This video is to show how to trim a bowl. So one of the most important things about trimming a bowl, and this is similar to all other forms but not always as visible in other forms, I want to replicate the interior shape with how I trim on the exterior. So a form that is trimmed in a similar shape and form as the interior shape of a form, or how you threw the form, will feel balanced, not bottom heavy, because it's replicating it. So when I look at this form, I can still do needle tool checks as I demonstrated in the last trimming video, but I'm gonna have an understanding of how this shape is and how the outside shape should respond. So already just by looking at it, I understand that the amount of weight that I need to trim is right about here and here. So again, when I did the bowl throwing demonstration, I cut the bowl in half, showing a cross section where most of the weight is. So this is very normal to have this. So again, I'm gonna put the bowl down on the wheel, and I'm gonna line it up by eye as good as possible using the concentric circles. What I want to do now is again use my needle tool, start my wheel, and allow the needle tool to hit. Again, I'm going to turn that line directly in front of me. I'm going to push the bowl away from me. I'm going to hold it and erase the line. And I'm going to check that again. Still hitting a little bit more in this one area here. So I'm going to push the bowl just slightly away and erase the line. That's hitting much more even. So I'm going to take my clay. Again, I'm going to push half of it down and half of it in, making sure that I'm not denting the rim. And I'm going to start off with my larger trimming tool. So it is a little bit different in trimming bowls, and you'll see as I take off this weight, I'm actually going to form the foot as I do that. So remember, the interior is a curve, so I want to take this down at an angle that's going to replicate that curve that's on the interior. So as I continue to push down, I'm raising that foot. And now I'm going to swing and trim away all the excess this way. So I'm replicating that curve. And now I can trim off any excess here that doesn't allow it to be flat. And now I'm going to start making my foot. So again, I could use my smaller tool. Remembering again that the rule of trimming is that your wheel speed is fast, your trimming tool moves slow. So now I'm trimming out this excess inside. I'm going to make sure again that this is at a nice right angle here. So one of the things that's really interesting about trimming bowls is that if I look at this form and if I'm replicating interior and exterior shape well, this ring here, this foot ring, should almost be, if I took it off, that this line here and this line here would meet up visually. So it would be a complete curve. It wouldn't be that one would end here and the other would be way higher. Because if the interior of my bowl has a perfect curve, then trimming it on the exterior, it still should remain a perfect curve. So I have that information, so I could trim a little bit lower here. Now if I'm able to trim a little bit lower here, that means maybe I'm able to trim a little bit lower here. So I play with those two areas, and that allows me to trim this form very efficiently. So now I'm going to take the time to round these edges, soften them, soften any edges here. Stop my wheel, remove the tabs of clay, and this bowl is now trimmed.